Hello, in this video, I'll talk about how to create a PO, purchase order, using Swivel in the role of a Hong Kong agent, Fung and Lee Limited. First, let's log into the system. Then, when you're in the system, on the left-hand side, you see purchase orders. Let's click on that. Then, at the top right corner right here, you see a plus sign. This is the create button. Click on that. And then it will bring you to this basic purchase order page. And we click at the top right hand corner here, the more button. And it will bring you to the create purchase order page, which shows you that there are 5 steps to placing a purchase order: general, parties, date, items, reference, and the save button. So let's start filling in the purchase order, PO. The first field to fill in is the PO number. And for the format, for the purpose of this exercise, the format should be PO and then today's date in DDYY and then your name. So an example is PO. Today it's October 11th, so month is 10, and then the date is 11, and year is 22. And my name is Chen Tai Man. Okay, for transport mode, once you click on it, drop down menu will pop out, and you can choose either air or sea. Well, road is rarely used, so it's either air or sea. So I'll choose air. Then the next one is port of lading. Port of lading is a place where the goods are loaded onto the ship or plane. You need to enter the first few letters in order to see the choices. So for example, port of lading is Hong Kong. I have to type in more than a few letters actually, and see Hong Kong on the list. So next is POD, port of discharge, which is the place where the cargoes and containers are loaded at the destination. So for example, Taichung. All right, next is Incoterms. Although it's not mandatory because there's no red star, for the purpose of this exercise, let's type in one of the 11 Incoterms listed in the glossary section. And the definitions are also listed in the glossary for your reference. And one of the most popular Incoterms is FOB. So let's use this as an example. Okay, and let's press the arrow button to go on to the next section. So the second section is parties. We need to enter the buyer information and factory information. So for the purpose of this exercise, the buyer, it's according to the last digit of your student number. So please check with your lecturer or the lecture notes. For example, my student number ends in 0, so I am, according to the lecture notes, the lab notes, I am Trump Limited. So I'll type in Trump. Okay, and then for the purpose of this exercise, our factory is Mega Factory. All right, and we are done with section 2. Let's press the arrow again to move on to the third section, which is date. We need to enter 4 dates: PO date, factory date, exit factory date, departure date, and arrival date. So for PO date, we need to enter the actual date. And when you click on this part, a calendar and clock will pop up. So you have to choose today's date, which is, for example, today is October the 11th, 2022. So I click on it, and you don't need to enter the time. Exit factory date, it's you can either enter an estimated date or actual date. So I estimate that it would take, say, uh, a few days, like today's Tuesday, so next Monday would be the exit factory date. And departure date is the date that the goods are loaded onto the POL. And because after the factory exit factory date, you still need a few days to clear the customs. So I would say the 21st would be the departure date. And for arrival date, since Hong Kong and Taichung is not too far away, maybe I'll say Sunday the 23rd. Looks reasonable. All right, and let's move on to the next section. Section 4 items. For product category, type in phones, because that's what we are making. And for item key, we type in 1, 2, 3, and so 1, and then according to the lab notes, we need to make 50,000 of ultimate I3 ultimate. So quantity unit is pieces. You click on quantity unit, you see a drop down menu, and it's PCS for pieces. All right, and the model is I3 Ultimate. Okay, item key 2, 50,000 of I5 Super X. Item key 50,000 pieces of I5 Lite. All right, and press the arrow button to move on to the fifth section. Fifth section is references, and this section is used by the factory to search for the purchase orders when the PO number is not available, but this is not a mandatory field, so we can skip this, bypass this. And let's press the save button. Okay, wait a little while. Okay, and after the factory has completed the order, we need to convert the purchase order to booking. So to convert the order, we go to purchase orders on the left-hand side. Okay, and then we press the refresh button here. Okay, and you see the order that we just placed just now, and you see that there's no booking number because it hasn't yet been converted. So once it's converted, you see a booking number. Let's click on that. Okay, and let's click on convert to booking and wait a little bit for it to load. You see this under basic booking section. There's a new form, and under freight bound, choose export. And then for commodity, type in phone if it's not yet done so. And for cargo ready date, it has to be at least 3 days before the shipping date. So at least 3 days. So I guess I change it to the 24th. So because it needs to be at least 3 days. Okay. For shipper, it is Mega Factory. It's the factory who's shipping, and should be okay now. And for forwarder, it's Feng and Lee Limited Company. So let me press the save button here and let us click on agree the above standard trading policy and wait till it's finished loading. Then you should be able to see a booking number. Yes, a booking number has been generated. Thank you. So this is how you placed a purchase order PO on Swivel. Thank you.